I'm gonna go ahead and shoot today's video and get it out of the way. In my previous videos in the past week or whatever, I've talked about gang stalking, and so back on that and everything, like, I don't believe it's an actual thing. I don't believe it actually happens, but I believe that it can seem like it's happening because there's so many fucking coincidences, and that's even like what I'm going through right now, what example I'm fixing to give and everything. It's like logically, I understand. I've not had a license until just a few months ago. I've not had a vehicle. I've not been able to get out and socialize and meet new people and stuff like that. But it's like, so all the people that I've met have all lived here in the same fucking hillbilly hell to a degree that I have. And so it's like everybody knows everybody. Because, okay. There's this last name of this person that I fell in love with, and that person is somehow related to Browns. And Browns have been just kind of around everywhere almost to a degree. For as far as a workplace that's nearby, that my boyfriend, that's the father to my ex-boyfriend, that's the father to my child, he used to work at. Then I went to school with some Browns. Then my childhood neighbor that I grew up with, his mom, her maiden name was a Brown. And it's just like everybody's fucking related to everybody. And it's just all these, like, coincidences because of it. All these circles and everything. Because my grandmother, the reason we got on the topic of Browns or whatever, is because I was just sitting there and I was like, yeah, so-and-so's married to so-and-so. And I was just trying to tell her a story of something I know. And she's like, oh, yeah, that's so-and-so's daughter. And I was like, no, it's not. She's like, yeah, it is. And then she's like, wait, no, maybe I'm talking about his dad and who his dad married. And then I was like, oh, this. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, that's a Brown. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, damn it. And I was like, well, son of a bitch. Because the girl that I fell in love with, like, it made it almost... It can make everything, if I sit here and I allow it, it can make everything seem like it's been a damn setup. And like I have been gang stalked by my own family and my own community, basically, and everything, because... And gang stalking is to make you look crazy. And so here I am, I'm a single mom all these years, trying to raise my kid, get married, my husband, and even him. Even me and my husband that I actually married, I started worrying at one point in time, and I was like, holy shit, are we cousins and we don't know it? Because I said to him, I remember your mom babysitting me when I was little. And he said, yeah, me too. And I was like, holy shit, And I was like, how is that even possible and everything? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, because it's very vivid. It's a very vivid memory, And he's like, so I don't know, and everything. And I was just like, damn, did your mom babysit me when I was a kid? Are we related? Are we somehow cousins? And then me and him discussed it a little, but we could never find anybody. And that's the thing, too, is like everybody acts like they don't remember anybody. Because I asked my mom, I was like, do you remember his mom? Did you ever meet his mom? Does this name ever seem familiar, like somebody that you left me at their house to be babysat by? And even this fucking girl that I fell in love with, I feel like somebody in her family might have babysat me at some point in time. And so I'm just like, am I in a fucking cult and I just don't know it? Like, it makes me feel that way, but I don't believe that I am. I don't believe that they're that insane, but then again, you never know. I mean, if you can deal with people, and psychological studies have shown that there are people that are psychopaths, and sociopaths, then Lord can only imagine if you have a psychopath or a sociopath that is fucking in control, that's like, a preacher or a priest or, a officer of the law or some type of shit like that. You can only imagine what the fuck that they could do. and how the fuck, through the generations, the centuries, whatever, that they could manipulate things and stuff like that. But I'm just like, I don't know, but all I know is either way, even if it is something that's real that's going on, and even if it's not, I'm just tired and I just want out. I want out. I want a vehicle, and I want to be able to work, and I want to be able to drive, and I want to be able to move away so that way I can meet people that when I say, hey, let me tell you a story of something funny that happened between me and this person named blah, blah, blah. I get tired of people going, yeah, that's so-and-so, so-and-so. You get what I'm, like, I'm tired of the relation of everything. And then I'm tired of because it doesn't always happen like that. Sometimes I'll be talking about something and they won't say anything. But then a few years later, we'll end up bumping into somebody and my family will be like, because I'll try to do like introductions and I'll be like, hey, this is so-and-so's, blah, 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 so-and-so's aunt, uncle, whatever and stuff. And they'll be like, yeah, I know that. Of course I know that. I know who that is. I went to school with their and I'm just like, but I asked you a few years ago when I was talking to you and you said you didn't know them. And so it's just this corruption of like basically people lying. And I had a discussion with my grandmother after we talked a little bit about the Browns and shit. I was just like, see, because she said, well, that's the reason you never really talk to people about this and that, because you don't know who somebody might be related to. And I said, that's the difference between me and the rest of the family. If I were to walk in somewhere and somebody be like, talking about my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my sister, and they're saying something hateful, I will sit there and let them finish their sentence, but then I'll say, yeah, that's my mom. Yeah, that's my dad. Yeah, that's my sister. Yeah, that's my grandmother. And I won't even say it in a way following up with like something like, you got anything else to say? Like, I won't be a smartass, but I will make the factual statement that, yeah, that's who this is to me. Because I'm an open book. And that's the way that you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be an honest, forthcoming person if you're a decent person. But unfortunately, we live in a society that most people are not like that. And that's the reason I feel like I'm just a complete and total fucking outcast and everything. Because most people will actually sit there and go, oh yeah, you know so-and-so? And like, or they won't say that. Hold on, shit. They'll say, oh, tell me more. You'll say, I know Bobby Joe. And they're Bobby Joe's fucking sister or some shit. And you don't know it because you just met them and you're like, yeah, this is my neighbors get on my nerves, and Bobby Joe over here, she just moved in, and this and that. And yeah, I'm saying Bobby Joe for a female, but she just moved in, and da-da-da-da-da and all this and everything. And, they won't say anything. And it'll be your fucking brother standing in your damn living room and you just met him, or something, And they won't say, yeah, that's my sister. They won't even care to correct you. I mean, obviously, if you met him because he's standing outside of her apartment, then you can kind of add and put two and two together. But if you just met him blatantly, like say on a dating website, and you wrote him and you're like, hey, you're cute, would you like to come and date me? And they're like, yeah, sure, I'll come pick you up. And then they show up to pick you up and their sister doesn't come out, to be like, hey, that's my brother. And you're just talking about how you had a new neighbor move in or some shit. And they don't say, yeah, that's my sister. Then you don't know. And most people, sadly, will actually sit there and let you gossip, or shit talk, so that way they can go back, so that way they can gossip. And man, it just makes me hate fucking life, in all honesty. Like, who wants to do that? I don't want to do that. And then you're not supposed to do that. And people get on, well, yeah, you're supposed to, because supposedly you're protecting your family if you let people put their foot in their mouth by letting them, say they go, hey, I don't like this person, and that's the end of it. And you're like, but you ask and you know that you're related to them, and you're like, well, why don't you like them? And then they give you a bunch of reasons because they think that you're trying to build a relationship with them and be a friend to them. But in all honesty, you're just trying to get fucking dirt so you can go run your mouth to your actual fucking sister. And, like, that is, like, horrible. Because in the Bible, for as far as Jesus and his fucking disciples, and I'm not saying that we're Jesus and his disciples, but we're supposed to be Christ-like if you're a Christian person. So you're supposed to be proud of who the fuck you're related to. And you're supposed to, and I don't mean like even proud, but you're not supposed to hide it. You're supposed to be forthright. You're supposed to be forthcoming. You know, you're supposed to just let things be as they are and not sit there and be somebody that's trying to stir shit, you know, and cause problems and everything. And so I'm just like, I don't fucking know. But anyways, so that was one thing that I got to talking to my grandmother about. Another thing that I got to talking to her about, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by narcissists. Like, you know, and everything, and I'm this scapegoated ass person, and I'm like, you know, God, if you're not going to let me live, then just let me die. If you're not going to let me live, and by live, I mean have a car, have a vehicle, be working, be providing for myself and my daughter, and have my daughter back. If you're not going to give that to me, then why the fuck am I alive? Like, I cannot even comprehend that I'm supposed to, like, am I really supposed to be like this, you know, just pathetic piece of shit that my family's made me out to be for the rest of my life, and just be this, oh, well, there's Heather, our bum, our, you know, the one that's always, you know, needing our help and this and that and everything. And that's one thing too, like, my grandmother, she's talked to me about money and this and that and everything, and I'm like, I know. I'm like, in case you forgot, I lived out on my own for 3.5 years. And I was like, yeah, you, mom and dad, y'all kind of help me sometimes with finances. I said, but even at that, even if you just take away half of a year, because that's what little y'all helped me. Y'all didn't help me any more than that financially. Y'all might have even helped me less than half of a year. But even at that, for 3 fucking years, I was financially independent from the whole damn fucking family. And you're going to sit here and talk to me about money like I have no concept of money. Are you fucking kidding me? I had my own apartment. I paid my own damn power bill. I paid my fucking bills. I bought my own damn groceries. Like, stop with your shit. But anyways, so, I sat there and I made a comment. I said, you know, I wonder if anybody in my family, you know, like you, mom, dad, my sister, if y'all have ever sat and thought about me. Like, when I'm not around, have y'all ever sat down and thought about me? And she don't even understand the context in which I'm asking that question. Instead, she thinks I'm saying, I wonder if y'all ever worry about me. So she said, well, yeah, of course I worry about you. I worried about you crossing the road back and forth to go to work. I worried about you getting hit by a car. Like, really, that's what I felt like doing, was hitting my damn self in the head and just being like, God damn it, no. But I was like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And she's like, well, what are you saying? You know, and I'm like, I'm saying, I wonder if you ever sat and worried about my emotions. If you ever worried about my emotions. If you ever sat there and thought, I wonder if Heather's happy. I wonder if Heather's sad. Or I know this would make Heather sad, so I wonder how she feels, other than just sad. I wonder how deep the sadness runs. And when I said that, my grandmother didn't say shit. She changed the subject like that. Like, she just, boom, changed subject. She's like, who's that on TV? Like, just completely changed topic. And I was like, see? And then I said, see? I said, that's what I'm trying to get at before you got into the whole crossing the road and everything. I said, I wonder if you've ever worried about me. So then I listened to her because I thought she was going to give me a type of answer that I'm looking for. But instead, she gave me the narcissistic answer that I honestly should have expected. And I say narcissistic because if there's another word to describe it and the mentality used in the process of her mind to come up with this answer, I don't know what it is. But she goes, well, yeah, that's just like when your parents took Ava from you. And Ava's my daughter if you're a first-time viewer. And she's like, yeah, that's like when your parents took Ava from you. I was so worried you was going to lose your pet. So that's the reason. And what she was fixing to say, because I stopped her. I was like, see? I was like, you're not even getting it there. I said, you're not even getting it there. I said, just don't. I was like, just forget it. Let's just watch TV. I was just like, no, I can't. Like, it's like you feel like you're dealing with somebody that's stupid on one hand or retarded on one hand. And I guess to a degree that is kind of what it is. Because it's emotional, like, unintelligence. It's like I have emotional intelligence and they obviously don't have any. And I swear to God, if I could cut off a piece of cake and even if I had to shove it down their throats for them to get it, I would. But it's like they literally are like fucking robots and they have no sense of emotional intelligence. I don't know how else to word it. But anyways. So she's like, yeah, I was so worried about whenever your parents took Ava from you that you's going to lose your dogs. And so that's the reason I let you move in with me. My parents took my daughter from me in December of 2017. I moved out of my apartment in March of this year, 2019. So for a year and 4 months, I was still, for a year and 4 months, I was still providing for myself and my pets. And my grandmother was trying to turn it into like this narcissistic thing where it's like all about her is what I feel like. Where it's like, oh, thank you for saving me. And it's like she's still wanting me to say that to her, even though I called her and said, hey, can I get some money from you, like $200 if I need it this month? Or can I just go ahead and move in with you? Because I don't know for sure if I still won't need to borrow money next month. And if I have to borrow money every month for like 6 months and it's like I have to borrow $200 from you, would you rather that? Or would you rather me just move in with you? And instead she's like, well, and I'm like, because $200 every month for 6 months, that's going to be quite a chunk of money. Where you could just pay $200 right now to help me out, but instead I'm going to get a moving truck and go ahead and move down there with you. And that way, while I'm living with you, I'm actually taking less money out of her pocket. It does not cost her $200 for me to live here with her. It don't. Her power bill might be a little higher. And then she's, right now, because I'm out of work, buying my dog and my cat's cat food and stuff like that. She might spend $100 a month on me living here with her. That's it. She don't spend $200 a month with me being somebody that's living here. So anyway, so if she wanted that, oh God, thank you, then she should have been like, yeah, stay in your apartment and I'll help you and I'll give you $200 and this and that. But in all honesty, I was kind of like, but I'm also emotionally like falling apart and nobody's helping me to pick my pieces back up except for Jen, in all honesty, which is this girl that I was co-worker and neighbor with and everything that helped me get my license. But even at that, like, Jen has her own shit, so she can't babysit my emotions all the time, which, I mean, that's fine and everything because it's not her responsibility It was never her responsibility to be emotionally responsible for me on any level. Where my parents, when I was a child, it was their responsibility, and they didn't do it at all. But anyways, so back to my grandmother saying all that and everything. I was just like, oh my God, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm getting at. And I looked at her and I was like, are you literally trying to make me like kiss your ass and be like, thank you, you're so wonderful, you're so amazing, and I'm so appreciative that you were so kind to even think of me and me losing my pets a year and 4 months after my daughter was taken? Like, do you realize there's a timeline gap there? And that you didn't help me with shit during that time. So don't be like, oh, I saved you after your parents took your kid from you and you were depressed. Because you sure as shit didn't. Nobody did. Nobody did. If anybody did, it was the damn girl that I fell in love with and Jen. And then a few people at work just kind of being nice to me on occasion. And then they didn't do shit for me basically to a degree. I mean, they did. They helped me here and there and with these few things and this and that. But they couldn't be completely and totally emotionally responsible for me. And so the thing about moving in with my grandmother is my grandmother she is financially responsible for me. And I'm not financially responsible for myself. Where before I was, and I was trying to be emotionally responsible for myself, but concluding I had to use that emotional responsibility when I was a child to fucking survive life and not just commit suicide. And to care about myself so that way I turned into a decent person and I'm not sitting here rocking in a corner, and got my thumb sucking on it and being like, Mommy, Daddy, was that you? Because I took care of myself emotionally. And I was able to do that, but it was exhausting, but I was still able to try and do it and pull it out of myself and do that when I was a child because I didn't have to take care of myself financially. But then when I'm an adult and I'm still trying to heal all that and get through that shit and everything, I just can't. And then you take away the one damn person in the family that thinks that I'm good, which is my daughter. I can sit here and I can stare at myself in the mirror every day and tell myself that I'm beautiful. But because of everything that I've been through, and because my family was the ones putting the negative shit in my head, because my dad's verbally abusive, my mom don't give a shit that he is, so she might as well be her damn self. I can sit here and I can tell myself that I'm beautiful. I can tell myself that I'm a good mother. I can tell myself all these good things while I'm looking in the fucking mirror. But I guarantee you, I don't believe them as much as I do when my daughter looks at me and my daughter says, Mom, you look pretty today. When my daughter tells me that I look pretty today, she might as well have just told me, because I'm so starved for somebody else external treating me good. She might as well have told me that, I'm the most beautiful princess or whatever, or queen of the land, basically. And so my kid, saying, Mommy, you're pretty, or Mommy, you're doing a good job, or thank you, Mommy, or this and that, meant a lot to me, and they ripped that from me. I'm just so infuriated with the way life is going and how ignorant people are for as far as my personal life. And I don't want people to watch these videos and think that I'm some self-absorbed monster that's all about my personal life. But in all honesty, if your personal life is not in check, is the best way to word it. If it is not balanced, if it is not taken care of, your family issues, and your own financial this and that and everything, then nothing else matters. My education does not fucking matter. Believe me, in all honesty, and I hate to say this, but Jen would be a great example of that. Jen is way more intelligent than me for as far as book smarts and book knowledge. But her life is still falling apart because her family problems. Not saying she has a lot, but saying she still does have some. And so I have the knowledge of knowing I gotta get my family shit straight. I gotta get my emotional shit straight. I gotta have everything else straight before anything else fucking matters. And I've been working my ass off for 30 fucking years trying to do that. And I got dumbasses around me that are too busy being like, no, just be a robot. And be like Jen and be intelligent and smart like your sister and know everything and know how to do algebra problems, you know, right on the top of your head and all this and everything. But when your kid cries, you know, you can't figure out, and I'm not saying that Jen can't, but you can't figure out if it's because they're just sad because they fell and they're embarrassed, or if they're crying because it's the actual cut and the boo-boo, you know, that's bleeding that hurts them. Because you have no sense of emotional intelligence, basically, which is what my family is. Like, in a nutshell. Like, I have enough emotional intelligence to be like, oh, you want me to hold you because you fell? Oh, did it embarrass you? I have enough intelligence to ask the kid, are you embarrassed because you fell in front of your friends? Why are you crying? Or are you crying because it hurts and do I need to get some pain relief Neosporin and put on it? Like, there's many different forms of pain. Oh my God, my family. I don't know. I don't know how I came from them. I really don't. Whew. Fuck. I really don't. I don't know how the hell they're my parents. I don't know how the hell they're my family when they act the way that they do. But anyway, so my grandmother's trying to make me, you know, like I said about the dog thing, and be like, oh yeah, you saved me. Thank you, grandmother. You saved me. You made it to where I could keep my dogs after my daughter was taken from me. I had my dogs for a fucking year and 4 months after my daughter was taken from me. Like, that just seems like some narcissistic ploy for me to ooh and ah over her, and I'm not fucking going to. And I'm not gonna even fucking thank her for me living here because I asked her. And that's just like yesterday's video where I was like, I'm not having any more fucking patience for them because they've never had any for me. And it's about damn time they start having some. But I'm not going to sit here and be like, thank you for letting me move in with you. No. She is old. She needs to learn to be emotionally responsible for her damn choices. Even if it kills her. Because I know she's old, and that's one thing that whenever I've had intense conversations with her and she gets mad, my dad would yell at me. Because I've been having intense conversations with her, trying to get her to wake up. You know, and she'd get real mad and huffy puffy, and she'd call me a bitch once, and one time she slapped me across the face because I'm trying to get her to wake up. And my dad, then she'd tell my dad about it like 3 days later, and then my dad would call me a piece of shit and tell me I was a piece of shit for doing that to my grandmother, and that I'm going to make her have a fucking heart attack. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get her to understand something that she does not understand. That's it. I'm trying to teach her. I don't know how to teach her. She don't even know how she's teachable. You know, and that's like even, you know, kids going to school and you learn that there's different ways that children learn and everything. And there's the ones that learn better through writing things down and taking notes. And there's the ones that are more hands-on. And there's the ones that are more about listening, you know. And to be as old as she is and to not know how she learns, and for my mom to be the same and my dad to be the same, or whenever I do say, oh, okay, you learned hands-on. Well, here's some hands-on experience, and they flip out. Then, okay, apparently you're scared. You don't like the hands-on. You don't learn that way. Or however, so let's try the listening or the note-taking or whatever, and they still don't learn. Because at the end of the day, it's not even that they don't know how they learn. It's that they're scared of what I am not scared of. And I fucking know it. They are scared of every damn thing that I am not fucking afraid of. And so they think that I'm retarded because I'm not afraid of the same shit that they're afraid of. And so then, I used to not be afraid of anything other than God when I was a little kid. And then they've tried to make me afraid of everything that they're afraid of. And so it's rubbed off on me in a form of anxiety and self-doubt. And I'm just like, fuck you. I've had it. I've had my fucking fill of it. Oh, I don't know. All I can say is if somebody watches this video, please friggin' pray for me. Please. Please pray for me. And if you can help me, then help me. If you care to. If you truly care to. So one thing is like, supposedly you ask for help and you will receive. Well, where's it at? I just want my damn kid back. I want a fucking car. I want enough money to buy a fucking car. I don't know how I'm going to get enough money. I'm waiting on my paper to come so I can file taxes, but then there's probably going to be at least a $30 penalty because they're filed late. I just want a vehicle. I want to work. I want to get back out on my own, and then once I get stable enough with my job and all that, then I want to talk to my job about moving out of state with my baby girl, who is already going to be back living with me, and I just want the fuck out of here. Like, that's it. I don't know. Because I'm tired of trying to be civil with people that don't want to be civil with me. Tired of being nice. Tired of being caring towards people that don't give a shit about me. Tired of sitting here and wondering, I wonder if my mom feels sad about this. I wonder if my dad feels sad that he didn't get to be some dirt bike, motorcycle, motocross guy, and shit like that. I worry about that. I worry about my sister, and about how, her dreams of marriage and shit hadn't been that fucking great either for as far as coming true. But damn it, she gets other things coming true. It must be fucking nice to have something come true, sis. Because I sure as hell ain't got shit to come true. I can't even take my fucking kid to the goddamn when I have had her. And when I did have people supposedly around me that loved and cared about me, like my fucking husband, or even our parents, sis, or even you, sis, that loves me, I couldn't even get nobody to take me to fucking Build-A-Bear once every 5 years to get my damn daughter a fucking Build-A-Bear. Like, are you kidding me? And it's not me going, hey, take me to Build-A-Bear and put your own gas money in your own car and pay for the Build-A-Bear for my daughter for me. No. I have the fucking money, and I still can't persuade any of you assholes that want to sit there and lie and say that you love and care about me to fucking do it. Are you fucking kidding me? And then all my fucking luck, I do have somebody now that might do stuff for me, but they want me to pay them just as much as I would have paid y'all. But the thing is I don't have fucking money now. Lord. But anyways, I'm going to end this video here because I'm going to get in here and watch some TV and eat and stuff. I hope everybody else is doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. If you got any comments, drop them down below. If you like the video, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. If you got a hateful comment, go ahead and write it. anytime, any day, even if I tell you that I don't want you to or I get upset, I don't even give a shit what you do to me anymore to a degree. Like, for as far as if there's some negative troll out there that wants to write some hateful shit or something, or dislike my video, because before I'd get all emotional and get my feelings and get butt hurt and everything. But go ahead, make me get butt hurt, Let me live through something that I've not lived through, getting butt hurt through the fucking internet shit, even though technically I kind of have dealt with this shit and everything. The fuck? Is there a damn flea? I don't know. Her hair? I don't know. But anyways, so. This life. But like I said, I'm going to end it here. I hope everybody's doing good. Keep putting your best foot forward. Give it all you got, and I'll catch you later in tomorrow's video. Take care. Bye.